You can really taste the maple.
You do know that Riverdale was founded with maple syrup industry.
Here in Riverdale?
Dilton Doily plays with guns.
Big one, Betty.
Sardonic humor is just my way of relating to the world.
Everyone knows how much I loved my brother.
Exactly.
If we go in there with the entire Scooby Gang, forget it. We're compromised.
War is hell, Jack.
No, Archie. Hell is other people.
Out of the four of us, only you and Archie haven't kissed.
Fascinating.
I'm gonna go get a Betty. Do you want anything?
Glass of milk would be great.
Alice?
Is it true what they say about men who have just been released from prison, FP?
The Coopers are one of the most respected families in Riverdale.
Take your male gaze and your male privilege and get out of the women's locker room.
Happy birthday, dear Chuckhead.
Last night was...
A PG-13 girl obsession?
Color me shocked. Archie Andrews, is that why you became a mediocre musician overnight?
I'm not interested in being anybody's rebound. Besides, I'm more into girls anyways.
And all this time I thought you were a lover, not a fighter.
Both. I've got layers.
And it'll be a cold day in hell before a snake lets a pig tell him what to do.
You tell him, FP.
I'm caught off guard every time he plays that drop. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. I get to listen to this all again. Guys, it's Riverdale time. I just want to tell you that we just talked for 45 minutes about Disney, so eat your heart out, Justin Lowe. It was a private conversation.
Yeah, we're...
Batu or bust.
We don't record everything.
Our entire lives.
And there were some good zingers we had, but you're not going to hear them. But
Yep.
what you will hear...
Wait, we have to talk about, for a second, the Star Wars menu. The you said it was nippleless. I was hoping we got to eat from the Star Wars teat, have blue milk and such.
Well, there's going to be some blue stuff.
All right, that's it. That's the taste you get. That's all you get. But yeah, there was 45 minutes of that.
In the midst of planning his trip to Galaxy's Edge, Mr. Cliff Barnes is ready to roll. But my name's Jordan Lyon.
I am, as previously stated, Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth.
What clockwork you got?
Put all that behind us, and let's pigtail this conversation right into some Riverdale. I'm not going to drop that. You said a silly thing last episode, and now pigtail is a new Ka-Powism.
Some things just pigtail easier than others.
Yeah.
It's like a segue.
Yeah. That's corkscrew shaped.
Right.
And harder to do. Those are the kind of segues we do.
We're also going to try to do shorter episodes, but I can already feel...
We'll see how that works out.
Yeah, we haven't even started this one yet. That's
it's funny because, you know, we've been talking we've been doing special episode after special episode, all these things we normally don't do, and then we finally do a normal episode, and then we're right back into Riverdale.
Yeah.
It's like you just got one little taste 1 week there. You got to catch up on your news, and
that was the special
right back,
episode.
Yeah.
This is what we really do.
That's the constant.
Do what you love.
This
is our baseline.
Yeah.
So we are
what's this
still
episode?
waiting the results
of
the vote. We're on pins and needles. We do not know who won MOV. Clutch MOV's Best of the Mid-High Valley Best Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We hope it was us. It's still like Schrodinger's cat kind of thing. We right now we have both won and lost.
Hey, right.
The potential still exists that we are the winners.
I always am right there in that zone.
So again,
thanks for nothing.
This is what you get, win or lose. This is our best effort.
Yeah. So, what episode is this?
This is a 10th episode of Season 3, Chapter 45, The Stranger.
Okay, we got Vegas jumping over a log. It's 8:47 on a Wednesday morning.
And Vegas is a...
dog.
Right.
Now, if you don't know what Vegas is,
Come on.
It's not a city.
All these new listeners
are
going to want to be caught up.
Go watch Riverdale and then come here. Or just listen to us. We'll tell you about it. Archie Andrews died.
Yep.
At least the Archie we knew.
But he didn't, though.
No, not at all.
We did do it.
He got mauled by a bear.
He's got dark hair and scars. Which you called out that they were going to have to, when he took his shirt off, he was going to have the scars. He has to have the tattoo and all that, and they
Details.
did it.
Those were some pretty weak scars for bear mauling.
Yeah. I thought...
He's like got a healing factor or something.
Right.
Those were barely scratches.
It didn't quite stack up that he should have had all those delusions and stuff with those tiny scars. He doesn't even remember the Rangers finding him.
Neither do we.
He scoffs at his dad. That's what it says here. I survived a bear attack, Dad. I can't live my life in fear.
He's gonna lord that over everybody.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Hey, Archie, can you pick up the burgers from Pops? Guys, I survived a bear attack.
Yeah. That's not all. He survived the Black Hood twice, he says. Hiram doesn't scare him.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Archie has returned from...
There's already a thing.
Canada.
Yeah.
He's crossed back over the border. He's spent time in the hospital from his bear attack. Now, we know they have free health care in Canada, but as a junior in high school, 16 or 17 years old...
Right.
What happened? They don't notify his parents? Who paid the bill? I have a lot of hospital-related questions immediately.
I work in a hospital.
Fred used to be like the steady parent on this show.
He is
not anymore. No. Fred has passed that torch.
No. He's way off base now. So we finally get that.
Does insurance cover bear maulings?
These are answers we need.
I feel like you're asking for it if you get involved with a bear. So back at Le Bon Nuit, Archie has to face Veronica. She's a little sketched out because she has the whole veggie thing.
Well, she doesn't recognize him at first because of his black hair.
Right, he's all Rudolphed out. He's still got his Christmas hair. So,
Veronica.
Archie?
What are you doing here? Where have you been? Why haven't you called me?
I wanted to. Every day, but after the last call.
What the hell happened to your hair?
I dyed it so I wouldn't get recognized in case your father came looking for me.
Right.
But they make out a little, and then they go upstairs, meet with Bughead, and they're gonna have some drinks. Well, they've all got their signature drinks: the vanilla, 2 chocolates, and what's this? This is breaking news, guys. A root beer float for Archie. Guess he's just not in the mood for a strawberry milkshake, Pop.
He's on to the harder stuff.
Yeah, I wrote down root beer float. Whoa.
Right, yeah. And Jughead was like, new drink, new hair, new haunted vacant look in your eyes. Yeah. Archie just lived the Revenant. Oh, like, oh my gosh. Did he eat a raw fish? No, that was the bear. Town quarantine, yada yada. They're catching him up. Pops was shut down, reopened. Whatever. Hiram's goons.
I wrote down epic Betty reaction. I think it was that scene because somebody asked her what's been going on.
Yeah.
And it was like her reaction to that is like you have to listen like 8 hours to know what's been going on.
That's basically what I'm skipping over here is what all's been going on.
Yeah, they kind of catch them up on what's happening in Betty.
So Fangs is deep undercover. That's where he left off basically. Deep undercover with the Gargoyle Gang. And he hasn't met the king yet, but he's still working on it. And then they're going to take him down. And they're betting that it's Hiram. And sorry V. But she's like, don't. Hey, I know what's up. Well, there goes the SATs they got to study for. I'm like, oh, which, this was my biggest disappointment, I want to say. Besides the fact that we only get Cheryl for like very minuscule amount in the next 2 episodes.
I don't think she was in this episode.
I don't think she was either, and she's only in there for one good line in the next one. But my biggest disappointment is that the SATs are called the SATs, because Riverdale is well known for renaming things with their own names, and it should have been what should have been called? The RR SATs.
There we go.
We both knew it right away. It's the RR SATs.
But that's like, again, trying to ground this show in a reality that doesn't fit anymore.
Right. Reality doesn't work. SATs don't work.
And it's like, what are you, like, same thing. They have to call Archie in and tell him he might have to repeat the grade. And he's like, what? He is shocked.
I've been wondering about that for a few weeks now.
Countless hours of schooling.
Yeah.
He thinks he's just going to go ahead and graduate on time. Like, come on, Archie.
Since we get a first hint of a problem here, because Betty's card is declined, and she has to put it on V's tab. So something's up with the Cooper card. So she just got off the phone with the Bank of Riverdale, and her college fund is gone, drained of her assets, and she's confronting her mom. They weren't drained, they were transferred.
This is a new low, Mom. I just got off the phone with the Bank of Riverdale, who told me that all of my accounts, including my college fund, have been completely drained of assets.
Not drained, just transferred. Most of it was blood money that you inherited from the Blossoms.
Okay.
Tell me where that money went. It was wired to the farm as a tax-deductible donation.
You gave my money to the farm?
To help support those children that you liberated from the sisters.
You just gave away my tuition money!
Or, of course, you could always study at the farm for free.
Mom, I swear to God, you are not cornering me into joining your cult.
I do not like this Alice.
No, this is not Thunder Alice.
This is such a waste.
Yeah.
Farmy Alice sucks.
No.
Yeah, last year she was all weird too, and now she's farmy weird. Until they come out with cool t-shirts, farmy t-shirts, and I don't want any part of it.
Farmy on the farm.
So she gave it to the farm, of course, all Betty's money, because that makes sense. But it's Betty's fault, really. It's basically Betty's fault, because she liberated all these kids from the Sisters of Quiet Mercy, so she ought to have to pay for them to live. That was her tuition money, though, so how's she going to go to college, Jordan?
She better get a pretty good score on her RR.
No, you just go to the farm for free. Free farm college.
You can study what you want.
That's like farm socialism.
Yeah.
Free college.
State farm. She's like, Mom, I swear to God that you are not cornering me into joining this cult. I don't care how many babies you float over the fire.
Wow, we're a long way from that.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels like a long way, but I got news for you. It was not that long ago. It was this season. Meanwhile, 2 of the hot dads of Riverdale break into Hiram's office. Like, listen up, short stack. He wants to know what he can do for those fellas. Cut the crap, Hiram, FP says. Got it out for this kid. You better leave our sons alone, or if Senior Archie gets a little, he's like, if you harm a hair, a black or red hair on my child's head, I will kill you. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty big threat. Look at that face on FP after they left that meeting.
Yeah, he loved it.
He's like,
got that smirk.
He's like, I like that.
Red's coming to my side.
That's right. So, yeah, Weatherby's like telling him to, telling Archie to repeat his, And we got Veggie. I hate that we're using the popular nickname for them. Can we not do better than Veggie? That's the Veronica and Reggie. That's the hashtag that's out there. We approved on what was Cheryl and Tony Topaz. What's the approved one? Shoni. And we say, and we at Ka-Pow say Blowpaz, yes. Blossom Topaz. We got Blowpaz, which is way better than Shoni. So we need to approve on Veggie, which is going to be hard because that's pretty awesome.
That's pretty good.
But so what do we got? We got Veronica and Reggie, Raj, got Raj. Raj. I'm going to Raj. Okay, so Raj are hanging out at the locker. And she didn't text him. And she's like, cool it, Reg. Archie's back. So we never happened.
Do we like these two together? Have we decided?
They haven't given Reggie enough to do to be
really a part of the show.
Either
Yeah.
a villain
Yeah.
or a viable, like, you know, there's no, like, Team Edward, Team Jacob. Like, no one would like Reggie, well, maybe more than Archie, but, like, he's not a viable enough character yet.
Right.
So they're trying to give him more screen time.
Betty goes, sees Attorney McCoy about her money. Supposedly her dad signed off on it, but she's like, my mom doesn't go see my dad. So she's going to have to check into it. And so, meanwhile, the Sisters of Quiet Mercy estate is up for auction. So says Penelope. She's talking to Claudius, is that his name?
Yeah.
Multiple bidders, including the farm. Farm's bidding.
Yeah, so it's Hiram versus the farm,
right?
For the sisters.
Hiram's got different plans.
That's how I noted it.
Sisters, he doesn't want Madame Blossom to turn it into a brothel. And she's like, well, why did you even summon us here? He's like, because we need a new sheriff. And he wants Claudius to be the new sheriff.
Which is really odd.
That's really strange.
When was the last time we've seen Claudius?
He was running the maple syrup
was
at the Sisters.
Another not real vital character in this universe.
Okay, what were they trying to say here when we see them prepping for the RRSATs? And I feel like they meant something by this. We got a Jughead is quizzing Archie, and he says, iconoclast. A person who attacks another's cherished beliefs.
With a baseball bat.
Yeah, so what that feels like they wouldn't have done that word if it wasn't supposed to be in reference to something.
Well, I could imagine like the Riverdale itself being called iconoclastic, where like it's taking the the schmaltzy, wholesome comic books of the day and twisting them.
I heard that they're advertising. That Pigtail's really well into this. I heard that they're advertising Riverdale in Archie's Digest comics now, and that it's not going so well. Anyway, what you're saying there. So Archie just says, I'm in high school. How the hell am I supposed to know what that means? I do woodsy stuff.
Now, Betty says in this scene,
I know where you're going with this.
Something about this is just like second grade when you couldn't read.
What's the point? It's hopeless, right?
That's what you said when you were in second grade and couldn't read, remember? And we got you caught up.
You did, you mean?
Archie couldn't read in second grade.
I took some time with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was supposed to be very meaningful.
I rewound it and I had to watch it again. I was
that
like,
just a throwaway
what?
line, or is that supposed to be some kind of admission of something, a learning disability, or...
Yeah, Archie's a dummy.
I mean, we've known that.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be like...
But this really, I mean...
The origin story of Archie's dumbness?
Like, second grade, you can't read anything? That's...
Yeah, I feel like they glossed over that a little too quickly.
Yeah. He's like, I got a 600. She's like, that's your combined score, you fool. They give you 600 to start with. Yeah, Jughead just tells him, if you don't know the answer, just put D. Just put a bubble in. Fill in D. But yeah, and Fangs messages, and he messages a emoji. And is it just like a Fangs face? Is like a face with fangs on it? Can you tell what that is?
It looks
like
Mr. Miracle a little bit from DC Comics.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Anyway, that's the message. Oh, was it supposed to be a gargoyle?
Maybe.
I don't know. Jughead's got to go.
We need help from people who use emojis.
It's an ugly emoji. So anyway, they go down the bunker, which is getting a lot of play still. The bunker is the place to be. And, basically Fangs is just filling him in. You know, I'm really selling a lot of Fizzle Rocks, doing a great job. He wants to invite me to the inner circle. We're having a ceremony in Fox Forest, of course, where Kev runs. It's not too far from here or anywhere, I would like to add. And he's like, don't worry. Jughead's like, you're going to have backup. So, a little foreshadowing we got. Come on. Meanwhile, we got Rudolph has cleaned the coal out of his hair. Archie's back with the red hair.
What's so funny about the way I talk?
Back at Le Bon Nuit. The study/welcome home party.
What is
for Archie?
Well,
This is
it
what V
was
says.
going to be a study party, but that was before you came back home to us. So now it's a study/welcome home party, Archie.
Complete with
musical
a musical
provided
moi.
by moi. So take a seat. Robert,
She
and
starts
let me
singing in
entertain
Spanish, and he
Does
starts.
anyone else know that song?
What was it? No.
Aries 2?
Yes, I've heard that song before.
Did you take Spanish in high school?
No.
Okay.
I did.
I took 3 years of it.
What was your name?
Giordano.
I was Bay, which stood for refried beans.
Arriba. No, this was on constant rotation at our high school Spanish class whenever we did.
Is it from a movie or something?
No, it's just a very famous song. Aries 2 means it's you. From 1973, the band
I would know that
Mocedades.
if I'd done well in Spanish.
Mocedades. One of only 5 acts from Spain to have a top 10 hit in the U.S. Can you name any of the other ones?
Spain that had top 10 in the
5
US.
people have had a top 10 hit.
Wow.
One is Los Bravos. I don't even know who that is, so I'll give you that one.
No, I'm not gonna guess. I feel like I'm gonna say something wrong.
One's a father and son.
Father and son, Spanish.
Who sang La Bamba?
Yeah. Los Lobos. That's not on the list,
Yeah,
apparently. Father and son, Spanish. Only thing is
different. Like they each had a top 10 hit years apart.
Oh,
Lord.
Whoa, you just threw us off course.
To
Here.
all the girls I've loved.
Oh, okay.
Julio Iglesias.
And what's the other? What's his son's name?
Enrique Iglesias.
Okay.
And of course, Los Del Rio with the Macarena. But every one of those songs had English in it as well. So Aries 2 is the only top 10 hit from Spain to not have any English in it.
And no Gloria Estefan.
No, it's all in Spanish.
And you know what Archie thinks of that? Nothing. Just walks out.
But it's translated, it's like como una promesa, Aries 2, like a promise, it's you. Like a summer morning, it's you. Like a smile, it's you. That's the way you are.
He's like, I'm supposed to know what this means? I'm in high school.
And it just enraged him, and he had to get up and go.
He got the hell out of there.
Well, he's a redhead.
And also, Chris Farley and Dave Spade singing in Tommy Boy. It might be where you
that's it. That's it. A bell just rang in my head.
There you go.
Gotta bring it down to my level.
Meanwhile, Clarice goes to see Hannibal Lecter. We get an obvious movie reference here with Betty going to see.
And yeah, he's a serial killer.
Hannibal Lecter.
Wow.
Oh, it happened.
But again, it's like anywhere in this town. Like I don't see any guards. Like she can just hang out there for all afternoon after school. Like it's a weird supermax prison for supervillains. It's like, hey, Dad, what's up?
Yeah, the kids in this town have a lot of clout. We've covered this.
True.
It's good to see you, Betty.
And he's even putting on that
I'm
affect of
disappointed
like,
it took so
hello,
long.
Betty. Like he's trying to
He's
like,
not Hal.
he's trying to be the mastermind villain.
Is this your signature?
No. What is that?
Mom stole my college funds, so I need you to sign an affidavit that says that this signature is a forgery.
And I really didn't think we would really see much of him from here on out.
Which would have been fun.
Which would have been great.
I will say her visitor pass, as I'm looking here, it says she is to be escorted, and she was not.
Mm.
But
In reading the papers most recently, I found myself compelled by this Gargoyle King. 14 souls he's claimed. Remarkable.
Of course. You'd find a kill count impressive.
I'll bet it roils you up that you haven't caught him yet, doesn't it? I could help you.
I'm just trying to go to college.
The Gargoyle King has claimed 14 souls, and he's pretty excited about that. And she's like, oh, of course, you'd be impressed by a kill count, Dad. He's like, I bet it roils you up, Beatrice, that you haven't caught him yet. She's like, I just want to go to college, so...
Again, at this point, Hal's kind of more with it than Alice is.
It's like the most normal one.
Yeah, so
now.
I can see why Betty wants to hang out.
He's like, well, bring me a copy of the Griffins and Gargoyle manual. He's like, and I'll sign it. So, meanwhile, it was totally not cool for Archie to walk out of the song and...
Come on a Sunday, Alice too. Alice too.
And
Archie, Alice too.
That's really also how you drop that clip in there, Cliff, of the singing. It's just like right off the record. And they got the pressure cooker of SATs, and Archiekins just isn't the same anymore. This is Raj talking.
And again, we went through a whole rigmarole that we assumed was to fix Archie and make him normal again, or at least likable or vulnerable or something.
Yeah, we were totally.
And he's worse now.
Yeah.
He's worse. I couldn't stand him these episodes.
We have a new worse Archie. Yeah, he always gets worse. I can't wait to see him. Give me a couple more seasons. I can't wait to see what kind.
He's gonna have like an eye patch.
He's calling out. Mark that down. We want that clip when he has an eye patch. Yeah. We want to be able to go back to this. The date is February 2nd, 2019. Jordan's predicting Archie will have an eye patch and something else. Go for it. What else he got?
He's gonna be
one arm. He's only got one arm. Okay.
He's gonna lose a finger at least.
Yeah. He'll lose the arm with the tattoo, I bet. Okay. Meanwhile, he's getting called out by Reggie. You got some pretty big coconuts, he says.
You got some pretty big coconuts pulling that kind of stuff last night.
Like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about, Reg. Just shut up. It's like, I'm talking about how you stormed out of the speakeasy like a little bitch, Andrews. Bro. I'm warning you.
Yeah.
You don't want to start with me. See this freaking scar?
How'd you get those scars?
I was attacked by a bear.
What? You serious? You were attacked by a freaking bear?
Dude.
He totally changes.
And he's like,
mad respect, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, what's your say? Well, what was the other tattoo? On Dude, Where's My Car? He says, dude. Oh. Jordan is really upset he can't remember this. Sweet. Yeah, that's what it was. Sweet. Oh. Dude, what the hell happened? I was attacked by a bear. I can't even say it.
And this clip went a little bit viral this week. I saw it was going around Twitter. They just took this excerpt between these two bros, and people were laughing and making fun of it. Like, this is the show people like? Oh,
yes.
That's the worst acting I've ever seen. The dialogue's ridiculous. It's like, you don't get it.
How
that's
could
like
you not watch
prime
that clip? And I mean, that's the perfect clip to share.
But if that was a clip from, like, This Is Us or something, I'd be like, how ridiculous. But for this show, it's like, that barely even stood out.
It's a Tuesday. Archie got mauled by a bear.
Wanged by a shovel. Whatever happens.
You were attacked by a friggin' bear, he said. So me and Moore, we've outgrown the Pembroke. They're going to buy the Sisters of Quiet Mercy if Hiram has his way. Be their stronghold. First off, I want to say we got some Hermione here, and I'm glad to see Hermione's finally got that look in her eye, like we're realizing there's something a little even shadier about her.
First off,
yeah. What?
We've been talking a while.
I mean about Hermione.
Oh, okay.
And I just think she's usually just there. And I noticed in this scene,
she's
I was
become
like,
a background character.
Yeah. I don't know if this fixes her or not, but we'll get there.
And this show, it's kind of tough because we have all these storylines going on, but we have so many characters. And personally, I want to know about all of them.
You want comic books written about all of them?
Yeah.
They all have spin-off series.
Where's Kevin been?
Yeah.
He took the
He's
SATs.
in the woods.
He took the SATs. I saw him. So she's a little worried about that place being haunted by nun ghosts. And he says he will have it cleansed by a senora.
Okay.
I needed to have a comment on that.
Yeah, I was like, what? Senora.
Yeah, I mean that they cleansed nun ghosts out of
apparently
places. Meanwhile, he wants her to appoint Claudius as sheriff of Riverdale. And she's like, "What?" It's like, well, we need somebody we can trust.
Well, he's obviously very trustworthy.
And she says, she's like, I don't know what these expansions are and something. He's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. So Betty gives Daddykins the G&G manual, and he signs her affidavit, and then she wants to leave, but he's like, some pleasantries, please. She's like, I've got the SATs, got my college applications, and he wants to, so he's like, I know how to keep her here. I'm going to tell her about Ascension Night. So now we find out, he says that he was
Hal anywhere on your list of suspects?
Nope.
Nope. So he says he was the one that sent the invitations out. He dressed up as a Gargoyle King. He poisoned the chalices. And old Featherhead had to come in and ruin everything.
Old Featherhead.
He was just trying to kill some sinners.
I bought it because this show, whatever, that makes as much sense as anything else. So I fell for it.
So, anyway. So she's like, so, okay, well, then you can help find the Gargoyle King in the present if you were the one in the past. Because that makes sense. So she finds out as she's signing out that her mom's been coming to visit her dad. And she's like, that doesn't sound right. My mom would never do that. She comes every Monday. So then Fred says something totally racist. He goes in Archie's room and says, fresh white's coming in. Oh, sheets. He's just getting sheets. So things are... Archie's changing up his room. Which
looks like a cell in there.
Well, not yet. But right now it still looks like a bedroom. But by the end of the next episode, it's totally changed.
And Fred's cool with it. Just whatever you need to do, bud.
Whatever, son. What happened to the variety show? Remember this pic from the variety show? Remember good old Archie? We thought when you got out of the woods, you were going to be like this guy again. You were going to carve a tree into a banjo. Are you feeling okay, son? He's just restless. Fangs, meanwhile, has that secret meeting that night. He's supposed to get in the inner circle, so he slips on his mask, goes in, told to kneel before his king, and they're going to brand him with a gargoyle.
Here we go with the branding again.
Yeah, branding's big on Riverdale. You know, I still think we need to be branded Ka-Pow branding. You know, so I would like to decide whether we go hyphen or no hyphen before we permanently put it on there.
The hyphen is integral.
You gotta have a hyphen. I'd like to have a colon, but well, Ka-Pow, Ka-Pow, colon, pop culture podcast.
Here's let's go back to the beginning,
please.
I had this thought fairly recently. Does anyone think Michael knew that cultured isn't really the way you say that?
No.
I have an answer.
Is it clever wordplay?
I thought,
or is it a Michaelism?
I have an explanation.
Okay, first I want. Well, before
you guys go,
before you give it to us, my original thought was I like that it's wrong because it does. I like the wordplay.
Yeah.
But then now that you said it, there's no way he knew it was wrong. That's what's your thoughts, Cliff?
Okay. I had before. Remember when we were arguing over names?
It took us 6 weeks
months
to argue.
Yeah, months.
I remember having a conversation
and I don't remember any other choice we had.
Yeah,
no, I don't know. I don't either. This was it.
It was destiny.
But Michael had this visual in his head where the logo was going to be a petri dish.
Yeah.
And it was going to be
of
pop, like in the petri dish would be like TV, movies,
you
that type of thing.
No,
that was part of the chat. Yeah,
and it would be that's why it was pop cultured.
Oh,
in the petri dish.
So it was clever wordplay.
I still don't believe it. I feel like one of us must have pointed that out, and so he rolled with it.
All right, we're moving fast this week.
Yeah, we're really cooking along. So anyway, before they can brand him,
Fangs Fogarty, kneel before your king.
FP, the Jones boys basically come up from behind, whack. They wang him with a shovel.
Wanged him with a shovel.
Gargoyles have declared war on the Jones boys.
To enter his kingdom, you must bear his mark. The mark of the gargoyle. Now! It's the servants! Scatter! Sweeping deathbeds!
So it's the serpents scatter, and who do we see under the Gargoyle King mask?
Oh.
I called it. I want full credit for this.
Tall boy?
Freaking tall boy.
I said it's gonna be tall boy, and it
Back
was.
from the dead.
Did we not have a body?
No, they just it was like mentioned off screen.
That's right. He just disappeared. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
He was in a small town called Athens.
Yeah, I wrote that down. Hiding in Athens.
Yep, we should have known. He's on Court Street.
Yep,
just towering above all those OU students, just taller than all of them.
Yep,
I picture him at like the taco cart.
I'm tall boy, petite.
What was his first name? Gerald Petite. Is that right?
I don't remember. I've got it somewhere in here, but I don't remember. But he's talking about how Alice Cooper was looking extra sweet. That night, him and his boys broke into her house, scared the crap out of her and her bitch daughter. It's a little racy language for us, but we'll say it. It was in the show. If you let your kids watch this, Cliff, then we can say it on the
Well, this was his... I wrote down his tall boy's Scooby-Doo moment.
Yeah. Oh,
the
yeah.
unmasking.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the dang Jones boys, he got rid of...
I would have ascended if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
That is so right. We know you're working for Hiram. Carving that symbol into Joaquin's forehead was pretty cool too. He said he's really laying it on.
Like, but again, what clues have there been that we could ever have guessed it was Tall Boy?
None.
Like, that's why I do not stress over any of this.
Oh, yeah. I've always said don't even try to guess because
and
it
the
doesn't
episode
matter.
after this just does the same thing with just plot holes and what it just plows through.
People don't try to figure it out. It's not worth it.
No.
That's why I guess Tall Boy is a joke. He was dead. Jughead puts his arm up on his shoulder and kind of says, "So what do you think, Tall Boy? Should I let him tear you limb from limb?" I could just see you doing that. That would be such a that's when you were. It was full Jordan Jughead Jones. I could just see you walk over and put your arm up on somebody and just like, ha ha! Should I let him tear you limb from limb? Like, you would love to be Jughead Jones. So, they want him to help them get Hiram. Which Tall Boy doesn't look like he's going to help anybody. He's like begging to be torn limb from limb.
Yeah.
Basically. So, Alice is all dressed up back at the Coopers because she's prepping for an interview with RRIVW. Did you pull something?
I can't think of the. Never mind.
Anyway, she's going for a broadcasting gig because she used to run a newspaper.
It used to.
Now it's the Lodge Ledger. But she wants Betty to stop her mad ranting. It's her lifelong dream to do this, and she's like, "Oh, by the way, you forged my signature, obviously, and I know that Dad murdered Featherhead." And she's like, "That's impossible. I never even told him about Ascension Night." He's like,
"Oh, Hal, you got away with one again."
She's like, "Well, someone named Alice Cooper's been there, so." Meanwhile, back at the school lounge that we all wish we had, the cool school student lounge. I thought they were getting rid of the student lounge. Then wasn't that a plot point? Like a couple episodes ago, they were getting rid of the student lounge and putting something else in. And now Reggie is just laying out in there using Bumble.
Okay, all right. Here's where we have to pause a second.
Do we need to explain Bumble?
I didn't know. I wasn't 100% sure if that was real or not.
Yeah, it's real.
But I was like, they would have used something
fake.
Yeah, they would have said something that sounded like Tinder. So I'm like, okay, that has to be real.
It's real.
And it's a pretty long scene for what's going on.
Right.
And
he swipes left on Cassidy G.
You watch it on the app, but on CW over the air, when that scene ended, it went to commercial. I think it was actually when the scene was still going on. It scrolled across the bottom. Win a Riverdale-inspired trip to Vancouver by downloading the Bumble app.
Synergy.
So
is what that's called.
I feel influenced.
Reggie is an influencer. One. Two. How old do you have to be to do dating apps? Is Bumble made for kids?
No.
You can do
it's
anything.
definitely not for kids.
Okay.
You can sign up for anything if you can make up your own birthday.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I was born January 1st.
Who are they aiming this towards?
Because normally Bumble is the one that is...
what is Bumble?
And why do you know?
Don't ask. It's similar to Tinder, except... contact has to be.
Don't let Alicia listen to this episode.
Is only initiated by the female.
Girl. Yeah, that's right. I have heard of that one. Yeah. It's like right. The girl has to decide whether they are. Something.
You can match, but even if you match, the female has to initiate the contact.
So they want a bunch of kids to download this, and they're going to bust them to Vancouver for a Riverdale-inspired trip. I don't know what that means.
Sign me up.
Get them a maple syrup or brand them. I don't know what they're going to do to you in Vancouver.
I hope we take US 81 across the border.
But this whole thing now seems like a hostile type situation where we've got all these kids involved. We're going to have them all download this app. Human trafficking them across the border. I'm concerned about the kids.
You need to get over it, Sam. Jordan Jughead Jones. So he swipes left on a few, and then he swipes right on Vera G. So he thinks he's found a match here. And then Archie comes in and says, "What's up?" And he's like, "I'm praying for the future Mrs. Mantle. I'm praying, hoping she's within a 30-mile radius. So if we knew where she was exactly."
He's downloading Bumble over there. I can see it. Put your phone down, Clint.
But love doesn't come easy.
Trying to get to Vancouver.
So he matches.
Vancouver bus.
He matches with Vera G. And it says here that, it's a match now. Vera has 24 hours to message you. And his picture on his Bumble, he's shirtless with the American flag. You have to look at it. It's like nobody else blows it up like I do. I'm just telling you. Either that or it's a Candyman suit. He's got a peppermint stick.
So the whole point of that scene was to explain how to use Bumble and how free and easy it is.
Yeah. It seemed pretty breezy to me. He was just
convinced.
swiping left, swiped right, and she liked it. Found love, 30-mile radius. Seems like a sale. So Archie needs to talk to him about cheating.
Oh, cat's all bag.
Dude, sweet. She told you? Oh, You know it's over, right? Oh, busted. Wait, we're not talking about the same thing? He's like, I thought you knew how to cheat on the SATs, but really, now we know that Archie's found out that
Ronnie gets around.
Yeah, that Raj is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And who could have assumed Reggie would be the one to blow it?
She's gonna kill me, he says. So, she didn't think you were coming back, dude. Maybe I shouldn't have. So...
Take me, bear.
Jug shows up in Archie's room, and Archie's like, I can't do any more quizzing, Jug. Jug's like, that's not why I'm here, stupid. I need your help. The Gargoyle King is Tallboy. Just as Seth suggested. That's what he says. He's like, but what? And he's like, well, we've got him locked in the bunker, Dilton Doyley's bunker.
And why? That's their secret place. That's where they hide from the criminals, and that's where they hide.
I don't know how you fit Tallboy in a bunker.
You grease him up and you push him down that ladder. That's how you fit him.
Maybe Short Boy or Long Boy, but I don't know about Tallboy in the bunker. So this is our shot to finally smoke out Hiram Lodge. We're going to need to bait him out of the shadows. And the thing he wants most is what?
Balloons.
He wants Rudolph.
Oh.
He wants Archie. He's like, well, you don't have to convince me. I'm in, man. Anything's better than studying. So, Tallboy calls... under duress, I will say. Calls Hiram, says he's got the red paladin. Paladin. His friends try to ambush him. He's like, if you want him, I got him. Meet at the usual place, 9 o'clock. Meanwhile, old Beth Cooper, she's talking to the prison. She's trying to figure out what Alice Cooper looked like. And then she figures out, she looks a lot like Penelope Blossom. So she meets her at Pop's. And
again, every adult in this town will take a meeting
with
any of these kids.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I'll stop doing what I was doing today and go meet this high schooler.
She's like, well, you would totally be, she says, Penelope, you'd totally be one of those weirdos, sickos that would fantasize about serial killers. And she's like, well, I did send letters to Jeffrey Dahmer.
Now that
but
you mention
specifically, what are you talking about? She's like, well, you've been visiting my father. Why are you saying you're my mom and visit my father? It's like, because that's how you get conjugal visits. Boom. That's a great excuse. Bumble doesn't work for everybody. Some people have to go to prisons. A man has his needs.
Well, if you're cousins.
Right.
You know.
Are her and Hal cousins?
Well, she was adopted by the Blossoms, and he's, cousin.
That's true.
Yeah.
But, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm such a fool. So,
Why do we not have a Riverdale family tree up on the wall?
We need a yarn wall.
We have a whole blank spacer on the wall.
Yeah. We need
Ka-Pow
to figure
sign,
out who's related and who's not.
I will yarn wall something. So Betty says, so you're the one that told him about Ascension Night, and she says yes during pillow talk.
So at least we got an answer.
So she says, but he's delusional. He wasn't the Gargoyle King back then. Why would you take credit for that? She says to Hal when she goes to visit him. So I would write about it. Put you, the original Big Bad Black Hood, and that together. He's like, why would I dangle that lie in front of you? Well, think about it, Betty. To keep you on the line. He just wants to see his daughter. He's missed their chats. You'll stoop to any level.
Get ready for more of that.
It's a father-daughter time. Well, I'm not coming back. You said that before. Meanwhile, out on the bridge, Claudius Blossom gets out, pretending to be the Man in Black, which matches up with old FP, who's pretending to be the Gargoyle King. Save it for the Judge Blossom, they say. And FP makes a citizen's arrest. Citizen's arrest! Citizen's arrest! So, Archie and Veronica break up, basically. But they're going to be together for one night in Archie's room. One last time. In game. This was in game.
This was in game.
Last conjugal visit.
That's right. In his cell. That works out. Whoa.
Sorry, Avengers. It's been done.
It's old news. SAT time. Time to complete the first portion of the RR SAT math section. And he's like, whatevs. I do not know 2 + 2. He breaks his pencil.
If a train leaves Athens going 60 miles an hour.
And a bear jumps out. And he's like, whatever. And he leaves. He can't even fill in the D bubbles.
And I remember taking the SAT. Like, you had to sign up for it months in advance.
Yeah.
There was a fee involved. You had to go. It wasn't at school. You had to go to like a third party place. So like,
well, teenagers didn't have the hookups that they do in Riverdale.
I guess
they could probably get in and push them around a little bit and say, "I'm taking this test." Well, he runs out, and if Ronnie follows him, she'll get a 0, so she can't go. He's dreaming about killing Hiram Lodge, and he goes in the bathroom and punches the mirror. So,
don't worry about Claudius's arrest, mi amor.
Meanwhile, Hiram's in there on the phone in his office.
Why do you think I sent him instead of going myself? I have instincts about these things. It's how I stay alive.
And his glass shatters, and he is shot by a mysterious shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Which they showed on the commercial.
Yeah.
Like this week's Riverdale, they showed Hiram falling down with a check. I didn't happen to see it until afterward.
Yeah,
but
so.
Okay, here we go, Cliff. It's time. The Farmies are meeting at the Cooper house.
Okay.
And they've got a big jug of raw milk.
Oh, that's what it was.
And oatmeal raisin cookies.
Okay. Yeah, I had written down in my notes, I was telling them before we started recording, it just says raw milk toast. So they had the raw milk and they were toasting.
Yes, that's right.
I forgot. Yeah, I was thinking like toast, like as in bread.
Yeah, they all have their little drink afterwards. Yeah,
they're all dressed so weird.
Yeah, they're like hippie dressed because they're Farmies, and they're going to buy the Sisters of Quiet Mercy to put the Farmies in. Thanks to Betty's generous contribution.
How much did she have saved?
Yeah.
She was going to go to college on it. So Archie goes to see, the lodge in the hospital, and Veronica's there. She's like, I thought we weren't going to see each other anymore. We did it in your cell, and that was it. In game, remember?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Well, sometime after you ran out of the SATs, he got shot. So he's like, what's that supposed to mean? Sometime after I ran out, he got shot. Meanwhile, Fangs and Sweet Pea call Jughead down to the bunker.
Got a problem.
Yeah.
Fangs, Sweet Pea. What happened? Don't touch me. Don't touch me. What happened? Well, he was just trying to escape. I don't know. It was an accident. You gotta believe us. What are we gonna do, Jones? Look at him. What do we do, Jones? I told him not to come at me like that. I told him not to do that. What do we do? Look at him. Shut up. Let me think.
Tallboy was just trying to escape, and I don't know. It was an accident.
We accidentally
I
killed
told him not to come at me like that.
More happens off camera on this show.
Like, you couldn't have showed him killing Tallboy, because that's kind of unrealistic.
The most important stuff happens when we're not watching.
I'm totally using this picture. Next time you guys ask me something, I'm sending this picture of Jughead saying, "Shut up, let me think." Full bunker tube oil plopping in the background. He's like, and he's got it solved in 1 second. We're gonna throw a party.
This lost me. I wasn't lost before, but when they are frantically panic partying, I was like, what is it solving?
Oh, everything. I thought we were gonna get to see some what was the Pixie Stick
Weekend
stuff?
at Bernie's? Oh, what?
You thought of that too? I almost said we were going to name this episode Weekend at Tall Boys. I seriously thought, I was like, surely they're going to take Tallboy, put some sunglasses on him, and have a party. That must have been what they were going for. We both thought
put him in the lazy boy.
Yeah.
Kicking back.
Yeah. He's the new leader.
With a string on his singing to do the fangs. You can do the fang salute if you yank on the string.
So Archie's talking to Senior Archie, and he's like, "Hey, Veronica and I broke up, and I walked out of SATs. My life's falling apart. I'm gonna need a punching bag in my room." And it's mealtime for Mr. Blossom in jail. What happened to Claudius Blossom?
He did.
He's dead.
Did he contribute anything to this show?
He went on the bridge. Went on the bridge, pretended to be.
Let's just hope there's not a
triplet.
A triplet.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big twist that he had a twin brother.
Yeah.
And they didn't use him at all.
Yeah, they did nothing.
He drove the maple truck one week, and that was it.
So Hermione, she's coming on strong. She brings FP in. And I was kind of spoiled by Cliff's sharing a picture with me.
Oh, sorry.
Where
I got excited.
I saw it coming like 10 seconds before it happened. Yeah. I'm like, what does this all mean? Ooh, I got so hyped.
Yeah, we're going to find out something about FP. So anyway, Betty goes back to see her dad. She's still complaining about her money. Get over it, Betty.
Sorry about your money, Betty.
Yeah. Maybe she could just do good on the SATs. Get a scholarship. Could get me a scholarship. So
she needs to hang out with Cheryl and get one of those Glamour J eggs.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're literally everywhere. So Reggie shows up at the hospital, and
did you read his balloons?
Oh no, I will.
No, what did they say?
There's nothing on this side. What does it say?
It's a boy balloons.
It is blue.
Yep.
That's hilarious. Yeah, in white red letters. Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh, I can't believe I missed that. So,
Reggie can't do anything.
Back at the party that's going to solve all their problems.
Somehow.
Sweet Pea, Fangs, and Jughead are like freaking out.
We're freaking out, dude. Hey, just keep it together, guys, okay? It was an accident. As far as anyone knows, Tallboy's been exiled. I exiled him.
Keep it together, guys. It's like, as far as anyone
Party
knows,
like you've never partied before.
Tallboy's been exiled. Relax. Grab a drink.
Okay?
And
grab a drink.
Sweet Pea is like gripping this bottle with all his might. The crowd's whooping.
Sergeant Benz!
Jughead gets up on the
We have a lot
cars.
to celebrate.
We finally unmasked our foe, the Gargoyle King. Hiram Lodge is down for the count.
Down for the count. Yeah! And tonight...
And tonight we're welcoming back one of our own.
We are welcoming back one of our own. Thanks, Fogarty. Yeah!
Bangs! He's like, Serpent! Serpent! And everybody's freaking out. Cops roll in. Sheriff gets out with his hat down.
And I knew it as he walked up. I'm like,
It's walking up. Oh, I knew it because I got spoiled.
And they know about Tallboy.
And then he says, "It's Sheriff Jones now, boy."
That was
a moment.
That may be the best line of the season so far.
Dad.
Sheriff Jones now, boy. Listen up! You're looking at the new law in Riverdale.
He just had such a swagger to it. He was so into that role.
Archie's back in his room, punching the punching bag, cleared everything out, drinking. He's got the liquor in his room.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some hooch. And Senior Archie comes in. So, Alice is going to complain. We're making a bunch of noise. Looks like a cell in here. So that's basically how we end.
Yep.
So, what do you guys think? Overall, are we making any headway, or is this? I feel like this was a tread water episode.
I actually like this episode. I mean,
I like all the episodes.
Archie, yeah, but the Archie stuff is crap. But we got to see, some progress apparently with Veronica and Reggie and what direction the show's going there.
I got a question. Mm-hmm. Are we going to see Vera G from Bumble?
Well, Well, that remains to be seen.
I didn't recognize her, but
you got to go to Vancouver for that.
Yeah. She looked 30 miles. She's within 30 miles. It says.
Yeah, we're about 81. Getting your jalopy.
Yeah.
Get out there, Reggie.
Reggie really does need to branch out. He can't get stuck in this whole Raj thing.
Yeah, to me, it was ruining everything. Like, I would have been fine with whatever dumb stuff happened to Archie if it made him more bearable, and that the show zigged when it should have zagged in that regard. The other stuff, it just seems to be, here, this is happening now.
The important thing is we know who the Gargoyle King was.
Yep.
Wrap that up.
I always knew that.
And, right. And now Skeet, we have Sheriff Skeet Boy.
Sheriff Skeet Boy.
So, yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. We will always be bringing you your Riverdale. If there's one thing you can count on, is that we will bring you Riverdale content.
Good stuff.
And they've just been renewed. We're excited.
Oh, man.
We're going to finish off the second half of the season. We relish the ridiculousness of this show. So,
does anybody have a episode title for this?
Sheriff Skeet Boy was pretty cool.
Sheriff Skeet Boy.
That's a spoiler.
I wrote down RRSATs.
That's pretty great, too.
State Farm and Weekend at Tall Boys.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, Weekend at Tall Boys. I was sure when I was watching this episode that the title was going to be Weekend at Tall Boys. Yeah.
All right. So we have another episode to cover. We are still at least one behind. So we normally have been doing them 2 at a time, 2-hour episodes. We're going to try something different and do them a little bit shorter. So if you prefer one or the other, please let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know how you want to listen to these, because we're going to do them. Don't tell us not to do them, because we're going to do them.
We may not turn the mics on if everybody cries about it, but we're still going to sit here and talk about it.
So yeah, if you would prefer these to be in longer chunks that you can get through, or you want to be in shorter little bite-sized chunks, if you have an opinion, please let us know, because we are here to please you.
Right now we're leaning towards one episode at a time.
Yeah. I have to assume that most of the listeners are not Jesse Starcher, and they don't listen to it at 2 times the speed.
So yeah, would you prefer to skip over one long episode or ignore 2 smaller episodes?
Exactly.
Is really
that's
what
2.
we want.
No, I will say that's 2 you'll have to ignore.
Yeah.
When you can just ignore one.
And then it's going to start weighing on your conscience.
You'll be like, why'd I vote for this?
All right, we'll be back very, very soon with The Red Dahlia.
I can't wait.
My name's Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. Bye forever. I swear it.
Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com.
Hold on a second. Is your mic turned around the wrong way? Does it say Audio Technica?
Yeah, it was backwards.
I thought so. 'Cause I was like,
somebody else attached to the table.
He did, so you can blame the producer.
Yeah. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you, but
okay.
Let's go. Proceed.
I'll get more amped up.
Como promesa eres tú con la mañana.